Welcome to episode 2 of At the Buzzer today with Nick and Owen. Today we're very lucky to have a special guest, boy Gary,
Thanks.
a proud hooper on our team.
You're gonna have to lead the team now.
We're
Don't worry,
on IR. We're IR now,
Yeah, we'll get some wins in.
but we got it. We're good. We'll figure that shit out. But honestly, I'm so excited to talk about basketball today, fellas, because there was a huge thing of news that came out today, actually. Siakam did finally get traded. He's now a member of the Pacers. What are we thinking? Kind of crazy.
I'm loving it. I was calling for him to get traded maybe 2 years ago.
That's crazy 2 years ago.
I mean, he had his time. Like, he served us well. He's great with Kawhi, but I think after that, he just was on the downhill.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Now we get 3 first-round picks.
Yep.
Just because of him.
It's crazy.
And Bruce Brown,
Crazy.
right? And you're getting one other guy, too.
Jordan Nwora.
Yeah, Jordan.
Don't even
Nwora.
worry about it.
like, who is what we're saying?
But I still think we fleeced them again.
3 first rounds.
We
crazy.
fleeced them. We fleeced the Knicks with the OG trade.
Yeah.
And now
That
the
turned out to be
Pacers
good.
with
That
Siakam.
turned out to be good.
So I think the Raps are doing some.
They're working.
Some money shit here. They're
Masai
figuring it
is
out.
cooking.
He
Masai,
always cooks.
Yeah, he's doing great. This
he's
year.
doing great. And the thing is, too, like, I'm kind of looking at it like, yeah, I think it's definitely a swindle. And just looking at the Raptors team now, especially now they're going to build around Scotty. That's for sure.
Yeah,
we
they're
now
building
know
all
that.
these young guys.
And
man.
I'm
It's a
loving
full
that.
Quickly, too. He's
yeah,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Learn all the young guys, but even with the first round picks, and maybe like Grady Dick starts getting good.
Maybe he might.
Minutes, finally,
Dude,
but
that's a stretch
Nah,
as
I
of
don't
right
know.
now. That's a crazy
who knows,
stretch
man? I
right
mean, they're
now.
building around young guys.
And he
so
had
might as
hype.
well.
People were like, he's going to be good.
His
Like,
last name's fucking Dick,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, seventh overall.
But honestly, no, good things to look forward to the Raps. And the thing is, too, if those picks, like, they don't just use them, you can flip them easily, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All I really want out of that trade, though, was center. And I think maybe it wasn't going to happen to get Miles Turner. But even if it was like 1 first-round pick, Miles Turner, or like 1 2 first-round pick, Miles Turner, and we give away like Siakam, Gary Trent, who's due for a contract after this year,
Yep.
and even like some like 905 guys. Like I wouldn't necessarily say Grady because like you want to build them up, but like Marquise Nowell, some like guy who's got some potential.
He can go.
Like he can go,
He
right?
can go.
Or like there are guys that could have gone. I actually we were kind of joking too. Like what happens if they just like shopped quickly right away too? Like imagine packaging Siakam quickly right away and you get
he has a market for sure.
I think he
He
does, and he's got a really solid contract too. But I'm liking what Quickly's done so far. I'm liking what RJ's doing. Scotty's still balling, but this is going to be great for the future, right? That maybe Raptors dynasty on the way.
I say 3 years. I think
Well,
3
he
years
said-
is
he
a good
said
time for all
Scotty,
the guys
right?
to get like adapted in, even with the first round picks. And they start getting really good. Next year, I don't have like the highest hopes for them, of course, but year after, maybe 2 years.
Coach said Scotty is going to be the face of the league.
Yeah, he
It's a
did
full
say
league.
he said that after he got
When he went on a rampage.
Yeah, when he went on
Okay.
this $25,000 rampage. Yeah, but I'm not like that against that take.
He could be.
He
could
very
be.
well could
It's
be.
not out of this world.
But it maybe I think
not.
it's just
I
a
mean,
little early. Just a little early.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, you got LeBron definitely retiring within the next.
Well, you got
Curry's out of there. Yeah, but you do got Ant.
You got Ant, you got
Shayo. You got Chet.
Yeah, I don't know. Wemby. I'm not a
Wemby,
Wemby.
I don't
fan.
know about Wemby.
We're not Wemby guys.
I don't like
out there, don't worry. Don't worry.
But he's always gonna have that hype.
Yeah,
Crazy
he's
hype.
7'4".
I think he's overrated, but
Yeah,
I would say.
we'll see how Wemby shapes out, but Scotty's definitely got his potential, and
So
his
much
ceiling is so high. And honestly, the Raptors' development is really good. You've seen what they've done with DeMar, seen with Kyle Lowry right in the past, right? They've had Vince Carter. Not like
Kyle's a baller.
Yeah.
exactly, and it's not like they developed Kawhi, but they can breed champions there. I do really believe that with the leadership in Masai, got Bobby Webster. See how how this coaching goes. I don't know too much about him. He's European, I believe, but he's solid right now. I don't think Raps will make playoffs this year. They make play-in spot, like 10th, 9th kind of spot there.
Yep.
But regardless, they don't make it. They got the first round picks coming up next year. They a good draft class could come in. Cooper Flag's in 2025.
Yeah,
and like that guy's a dog, and he's good.
He's gonna be
so. There are some good guys coming. A lot of things to look forward to with this. I am extremely, if we're looking on the other side of the trade, which I think we probably should just a little bit, love this for Tyrese Halliburton. That guy's been, kind of in the slums. He was in the slums in the OG days with Sacramento. Then he gets traded. He's with the Pacers, and this guy's been balling. Now he's hurt, but I think with the way he passes the ball, whatever, 12 assists a game with 0 turnovers with Siakam, bro, and now Miles Turner too. This team is going to be good. They won't top the East, but they could be top 6.
Good young team too. They're not old.
They are. That's actually a very good point. A lot of good things.
So much potential.
And honestly, 3 first-round picks, that's a soak. But, if they lock up Siakam, it'll all be worth it, really, I think. Because Siakam's a really solid player. So, for both parties, it'll be pretty good. Siakam's always been healthy, too. As long as Halliburton rehabs properly, good things coming for the Pacers. But honestly, let's talk about a more so swinging elephant in the room. That's a bit of a little joke there thrown at Draymond Green. He returned from a 16-game, quote-unquote, indefinite suspension, which is, to me, absolute BS. I'm sorry.
Crazy.
16 games is no indefinite suspension to me.
No.
This guy
already threatened to retire. That's how he got. Yeah.
Really?
And Silver, man,
Wow.
the corrupt league this is that we're watching, dude. Silver convinced him not to retire. That's what he said in his own podcast. Why are you throwing Silver under the bus like that, dude? I don't know.
Is Draymond that big to the league, though?
Not anymore.
If he retired, so what?
Not anymore.
Warriors dynasty is done.
Their dynasty.
I agree. I agree. I think that their dynasty is done, and I think you make a good point, too. If he retires, who's going to care anymore? I think 5 years ago, it would have been like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Sure.
This is top, whatever player in the league. But now it's you what? You're washed.
Yeah.
To gain attention, you're swinging at people, and you say it's unintentional or whatever bullshit excuse you want to come up with. But honestly, I don't like what I'm seeing from the Warriors in general. They lost against the Grizzlies this past Monday night, we'll run through it. Missing John Morant for the year, which is crazy. Desmond Bane, who may be out almost the entire year. Steven Adams been out all year. And Brandon Clark. And in Draymond's game, he came off the bench, 7 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. So not bad for off the bench, sorry. But other guys on that Warriors team are starting to look like shit.
Their whole team. It's just Steph. That's the whole team.
And they got, they're supposed to be good players. You got Wiggins. Yeah. What happened?
Stat sheet wise, on paper, they should be amazing.
They're good on paper. What happened?
Chemistry Dynasty's just not there.
Where's Clay now?
The thing is, Clay will randomly have a 30-point game, and I'll be like, oh, is he coming back? Yeah. And then it goes 5-game skid of 5, 6, shooting 5 of 20. What are you doing?
He's a free agent next year, no?
Yeah, he is.
You get rid of him for sure.
And that's actually a thing I cannot wait to talk to you, especially both about.
Let's hear it.
Is just about what the Warriors should do.
It all sucks. If things stay the same, that's the definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So.
Are you supposed to lose sleep over it?
Because right now they're sitting in, I believe, 12th, so out of a play-in.
Yep.
They're nowhere near close to play-in. They got the Jazz ahead of them, Lakers. I know the Suns are in 8th out wherever, but for a team, as we were mentioning, they are star-studded by name, stat sheet-wise. Where do they go from here? They need to move on. I think they're open to moving on from anyone but Steph.
Yeah,
and I think that's
fair.
That's a great decision.
I think that's the only thing you should say. If you said Steph's included, I'd be mind blown.
Who doesn't want to play for the Warriors? If you get to play with Curry,
Well, you get Steve Kerr too. That organization is the definition of success.
Yeah,
what they did with that dynasty changed basketball to a whole new dimension. Right now we're seeing the Miami prior to them with Chris Bosh, LeBron, Dwayne Wade. That was a dynasty. But then teams after Golden State were like, yo, let's start doing this. Lakers did it. Suns are now trying to do it, yet they're not doing it well, right? There's Nets did it, right? With Clippers. Kevin Durant. Yeah, Clippers are doing it right now. It's crazy to see how that changed. But I think maybe move on from Kevin Looney. The guy's kind of old. I love him.
He hasn't done anything
I love him. He's a free agent in the 2025 season, so not for a while. But look, you got this Trace Jackson Davis guy's a rookie. I noticed him first on fantasy, and he started getting more minutes off the bench. He was totaling more minutes than Kevin Looney. but this guy is promising. He was a second round draft pick, I think, this year, and he's looking solid. Last 10 games, 71% from the field, 11 points per game, like more than what I'd be putting up, that's for sure. 6 rebounds, and he's doing that all in 20 minutes. I'm sorry, Kevon's going to get you your rebounds, do your defense, do well in that. That's it. But right now, these boys need scoring because Steph can't do it on his own right now. But more importantly, move on from Klay Thompson.
I mean, guys talk trash in this league all the time. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's the start.
Go. Yeah, y'all agree with that?
I've been saying, ever since he came back, he's not the same.
Yeah.
And the problem with him, he thinks he's him.
Yeah,
he has that mindset. He still
thinks like he's in a 2016 mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Watch him go to the Pistons and think he's I'm gonna turn this franchise around, and then they're gonna still go on a 28-game losing skid.
I don't think he's a player that can make a franchise that shit better.
Yeah, so he's not a leader. He's just like a follower. He's
he run around the
He's a sheep.
Yeah,
it's just a sheep.
For sure.
Low key. Okay, well, so if we all agree on Klay, what about Draymond?
MMA. I don't know why.
They should have got a career, right?
They should have kept him over Draymond at the start.
100%.
That was the dumbest.
I agree. Only issue was the contract. Poole's contract was shit. It was 4 by 120, bro.
But
that's crazy.
I think he might be worth it if
I would say
no trade it back.
Him with Steph duo would have been crazy. I would agree that it's worth it.
Draymond's
older. I don't know why they didn't want to build off a younger guy and try to build the team back up again.
They're worried about the dynasty though. They didn't want it to end.
Okay, but
they didn't know that.
We gotta talk about Draymond might be the problem there. They had KD.
Of course, Draymond.
They had KD, and KD left because
of Draymond, bro.
And that KD's generational talent, proven.
Yeah, honestly.
Draymond's just punching everybody. He's got to be out of the league, man.
I'm shocked that he's not, and especially because it's stuff that's unwarranted.
It's obvious.
The Nurkic one. Obvious. That one was crazy to me. Yeah. In the moment of the Rudy Gobert chokehold, I was like, all right, you're back in your boy. I'll give it to you. But then you watch it again, you're like, wait, you hate Rudy Gobert. That shit was personal. We know it, but I don't know. Draymond's got to go. I think Klay's got to go. Yep. Even maybe even switch up Kevon Looney. Get some, as you were saying, young guys. That's what this team might need. And honestly, they may have to do the rebuild.
I feel
it's rebuild time. But they're messed up with Poole, and now it's time for rebuild.
Kuminga's actually good. Great point. Great point. We got gallery today. Great point. Actually, I like that. Actually, Kuminga's good. I actually thought they were low-key going to trade him this year, just because of what he said about Steve Kerr.
That's crazy.
He said, Steve Kerr, stop losing. He lost faith to me.
He needs more minutes.
If I said that about a coach, if I ever felt that point, I'd be so down bad of who am I as an athlete, bro?
Yeah, you're going out into the media requesting playing time. That's insane.
But then he got it. The next game, he gets 36 minutes. It goes for a 20-point plus stat sheet. No, but he's actually good. And he's better than Draymond.
He's good, but at some point, your ego is going to be your downfall.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's what I was worried about, too. He's so young, right? And, I think the media has painted around him, too. They've shown that he's good. We know as fans that Kuminga's good, right? Yeah. And I think he knows that, too. And he's like, yo, Draymond keeps swinging. Why is he getting the minutes over me? I get that. But I think you're right. He's got that kind of, that young, naive mentality just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, if he stays there, learning under Steve Kerr's stuff, those are two great. You got a fantastic coach and a fantastic point guard to learn from. There's so much to look Kuminga is really going to develop into an absolute stud. I think he's going to be really good. I think he deserves the minutes, and when he's gotten them, he's been
crazy way to get them, but
begging the media,
on his knees, please.
That's crazy. But if we're gonna talk about begging and stuff, there's been some controversies with some NBA officials ish sort of. This is kind of a take that I had written down just because of what we've seen with Raptors coach. He got fined $25,000. And now Mike Brown's fined $50,000. Guy essentially grabbed his laptop, showcased it to the media, and explained 20 however many missed calls and why he got ejected.
Isn't that crazy that he got fined for that, though?
But why? Yeah, why get fined for calling someone out and
showing proof?
And to say, hey NBA, can you guys be accountable for this? Like, I'm sorry, when I screw up on the job, my boss is like, yo, like you can't be doing that. Like, do a better job mopping that, right? Like and he'll like show me, yo, you screwed up right there. I can see that dirt spot. But like this guy doing his job, I don't know. There's always these talks.
The refs are top shit though, man. They make all the rules.
That's
what the NBA focuses on, man. All the players who are making all the money
Jordan shrug after a bad cause.
Yeah, the refs actually do some crazy stuff. Like some of the stuff is actually funny, but other stuff is like
insane.
Like Pat Bev, who's in our intro, showing the camera, like he's obviously blatantly showing what was that? That was against the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
LeBron right
I watched that live.
Like, yeah, LeBron got his knees though. I didn't like that.
LeBron did too much on that. He was begging. There's nothing he wouldn't do for that call at that point.
But that was definitely that. But again, showing proof, like I think mid game's kind of crazy. Yeah. But afterwards, nothing wrong with that. But do we think? I think I've seen it a lot on social media. I watch it too, especially when it's games that are decisively come down to an official's call. Like there's one against Jaylen Brown where he was getting blocked from behind and got whacked on the back of the head. They called it a foul. They reviewed it and then they overturned the call, and the Celtics lost that game. And even LeBron was like, "Yo, that was crazy." Yeah. Do we think refs should be fined? Yeah, this is a conversation that I keep seeing on social media on threads. There'll be an extent. I think you make a point. Like, tell me about why. Tell me
why
about
they should get fined.
Yeah,
because there's
I'm not saying you're wrong.
You think about it. These guys, this is their career.
Yeah,
players, they're doing all this, and it really comes down to you look at game time decisions, Celtics lost, whatever, LeBron lost.
Yeah,
one foul can change a whole game,
especially
and there's multiple fouls or calls that are pretty obvious, either right or wrong, where they don't get called or they get called and they shouldn't be. I think it just changes the game, and you should be held accountable for your actions. Poorly officiating, you get held accountable.
Yeah,
you get paid a great salary a year.
Yeah,
to watch NBA,
make good money,
make great money, and not get held accountable for all the mistakes you make constantly.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I say you get fined for sure.
Yeah, and I don't honestly agree with that. I think there's an extent. It's not like you could go around fining them $50,000.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of
they don't got. But I actually wonder because fans, we definitely don't know as much as what the refs know and what the league does with refs. If there's so many blatantly missed calls by say a single official, it would shock me that the league wouldn't pull this guy aside and say, hey, you need to review your training. Redo this, do all this before you can ref another game.
Yeah.
Just to review it. And obviously the reffing process isn't just a snap of the finger.
No.
There's this guy that was on TikTok and he was he's a wannabe NBA ref. He's been grinding at it for years and years and he still hasn't gotten it.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And it's respect. That's a profession I never grind to do because it's the number one, the pressure.
Yeah,
it's tough. It is tough. And they're humans. They're going to make mistakes. But, I wonder what actually happens in the background if a ref were to make, multiple, blatantly obvious, bad calls.
I think just a slap on the wrist by Silver for the next game.
I
don't think they get punished at all.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
I have a crazy take about this.
Yeah, well, let's hear it. This is what we're here for.
Okay. What if the refs are doing that, or, on purpose?
They're selling the games?
Any publicity is good publicity, right?
That's true.
That's what happens? Exactly. Yeah. What happens when they make a bad call? That's on Instagram, Bleacher Report, Sideline, everything, millions of views. Just reaches a bigger audience, and it's not great. But like I said, any publicity is good.
So they just do it all for publicity. Then.
Yeah, and
the refs themselves.
I think betting too. If I was a ref. And my family was on the game. I don't know. Don't trust me. Do not give me that job because, I'd be selling those games for sure. I'd be betting myself.
You don't know about the ref that got caught doing that years ago?
That'd be me.
That'd be it, right? So don't hire this guy. Essentially. No, I see what you're saying, though. I get the publicity. I think that might, in the back of someone's mind.
Yeah.
After a game, for me, it'd be oh my God, I just, made that call. I'm going to go on my Instagram, and it's just going to be fuck Nick Berezowski, fuck this. All this, stuff. But I could imagine that, guys, I feel athletes get death threats all the time. I would not be surprised if refs do it, too. Especially if we talk about the betting thing. There are dogs throwing out millions of dollars on a random, say, Celtics game, and if it, or, that to the LeBron slap on the wrist game.
I'd be
that
so mad.
imagine you had $100K and you lost because of that layup, bro.
So
like you were sending I wouldn't, but like there are people out there that are like
if
they're going to your house, bro.
$100K, you can probably afford to get somebody to you know.
There's some crazy shit fans do. That's all. Like I don't know. I feel like there has to be something in place, but you might be right. There might not be something in place. But slap on the wrist is a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Still, like I think you should just be held accountable. Like obviously, let's talk about that LeBron call. Whatever he got slapped.
Yeah, and that was
nothing.
Clear. Come on.
Clear. Yeah. So obvious.
And they lost that game.
Right.
Lakers lost, but back to what Gary said. It was on Instagram for me.
Yeah, come on. We're still talking about it.
I swear LeBron must have gone on his knees for the publicity, too, honestly. He wanted that extra Oscar.
He was acting crazy with that one. Man.
It actually makes me laugh.
I always thought about that with sports betting. Yeah. If you're in the league, you got family, you know, you're a millionaire, they don't have money like you. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't I be like, okay, LeBron's my uncle. LeBron, you better get more than 30 points this game. Or, you know, what his odds to score, let's say, something crazy, like 2 points, would be insane. Yeah. Like, come on, like, just fake an ankle.
Yeah, that's what I'm just thinking.
It's one game. Like,
well,
I gotta think that refs do it.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I wonder what their policy is. Like, how could they actually track that? Obviously, you make your account with your name and whatnot, but even you would use a fake name.
Or you give a friend or your wife.
You just get a friend to do it, and you just tell them what to bet on.
Yeah,
like, I'll just call this
specific
game. You just
call, like that Brunson one where they reviewed. You gotta have money on that.
Yeah,
you gotta have money on that.
Yeah,
you review it and you see the foul, and then you say it's not a foul anymore.
Yeah. There's some crazy stuff. It's all in the script. NFL, NBA. These guys actually just write scripts, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's great entertainment. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you make a good point with the social media shit. Like, the NBA probably loves it, man. They're like, oh my god, our refs are on here. Like, and then the refs start, like, dancing and, like, doing whatever. Like, right? Doing MJ shrugs, as you said.
Like, that's the only thing that doesn't affect the league, like, per se. And, like, all right, let me explain. So, LeBron misses a layup, right?
Yep.
People are going to be like, LeBron shit, get him out of here. The refs miss a call. Glorious King James didn't get the call, you know? Like, come on. Like, they're going to be glazing him. And
yeah, they're really good at that, too.
Like, come on.
I saw that the LeBron posts actually go crazy. There's one of what's harder to guard, LeBron's like 3 that he does where he looks at his palm, or Kyrie's handles. Like what?
That doesn't even make sense.
I'm sorry if anyone says LeBron's 3. Like I get it, it looks like a glitch, like it's sick, but like Kyrie, bro, smooth this bag, smooth it,
1-on-1.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't get it. I don't get officials, especially with the LeBron. We're moving on from LeBron. I don't like the guy. I kind of wanted. I did want to dive. We're kind of like hot right now. Yeah. I want to dive into some like teams that have been noticeably good. I've only thought of one really, and it's just because they've actually really stood out to me. And they did it up until like honestly, 4 days ago on the weekend where I realized the Utah Jazz have won 9 out of the last 10 games.
What?
Who? What? Ooh. Where? How? I don't know. 6-game win streak. Lauri Markkanen's carrying this team. They're low key balling. And again now we were talking about Golden State now ahead of them. They may even be ahead of the Lakers now, actually, too, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
They might be, because I think they have the 9th spot. I think Lakers are in 10th
right now.
So, but they were supposed to play Warriors tonight. It got postponed due to the tragic passing of their assistant coach, Dejan Milijevic. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly. Had a heart attack at team dinner. Super tragic news. And obviously we all do send our condolences, right? Like that's something you just really don't want to see in sport. But that game was postponed. But prior to that, I was looking at lines. Utah Jazz, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see them being the favorites over Golden State Warriors, dude.
Can you imagine? And Curry is still on that team.
And Curry's still on the team.
Clay is
Draymond's there. Yeah, you got your core.
They're all playing,
but they suck.
Yeah.
But credit to the Jazz, though. These guys have been balling. And, also, too, Jordan Clarkson, I looked at it today, too. I didn't realize he wasn't starting. This guy's coming off the bench.
He's been his whole career.
He's hooping off the bench. Well, he's originally starting, then got hurt. They come off the bench behind, some point guard I didn't really hear of up until literally today.
Keontae.
No, not Keontae. Keontae's off the bench, I think. It's like a Dunn. Chris Dunn, that's what it is. I was going to say Vince Dunn, but I know that's hockey. So, yeah, Chris Dunn. And I think Chris Dunn's actually been hooping too. But Jordan Clarkson's been great. He's logging still 30 minutes off the bench. But I just want to shout them out. Like,
are you even a bench player at that point?
No, you're not.
You're basically a starter.
Because the thing is, Chris Dunn's putting up like 10 points max a game. Like in
he
what,
just
20
wants
minutes?
6 man of the year.
No, I think Chris is like, yo, I'm a starter on the Jazz shot. He's like, come here. But I don't know if you guys have seen any hot teams. Clips balled last night.
Balling.
PG though.
36?
38.
38.
Wow. He had 28 second half points.
Hear me out. One of the smoothest player in the league. He's basically Kyrie, but 6'9".
I think he's the best at doing everything. Like,
100%.
everything. Yeah, like I'm saying offensive, like he's got the shot, he's got the dribbles, he's got that speed, athleticism, and his defense is like it's not ass.
Great player.
He's a guy you would always love to have on your team, but probably hate to play against, honestly. Like
I wouldn't want him guarding me.
You wouldn't?
Yeah, I wouldn't want him guarding.
I'd be intimidated. But honestly, I think Clippers been hooping too. I think we mentioned that maybe last week.
Yeah.
Warriors been shit. Charlotte Hornets got LaMelo Ball back, which is hype. We got money on him.
Thank God.
20 points tonight.
Get 20.
No, it's locked. He's going back to back.
That's a lock.
Back to back. Come on, sure. He's him. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. It's just him and his injuries, man.
Yeah. Well, as long as he doesn't get hurt. Yeah. Doesn't get hurt. Yeah. Everyone knock on wood for that one. But basketball's been looking hot. It'll be interesting to see how the playoffs kind of look just before All-Star break. All-Star break's coming up soon in February. Yeah, February 11th, I think, is kind of...
Where's the All-Star game this year?
It is in... Oh,
is it Vegas?
No, it's in Indiana.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I would not want to go there.
What the Pacers have done, though, actually, if we're going to talk about that just a little bit, they've put an NBA-sized court in their airport in Indiana.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
as marketing, which is fantastic. But they don't let the fans play on the court.
Oh,
they don't let people
I
do.
didn't know
So it's just for display?
Yeah, they got the hoops, they got the court.
That
looks
that's
nice.
the dumbest waste of money I've ever heard.
Holy smokes, yo, give me my little suitcase, man. I'm going to layup lines.
Can you imagine the amount of pilots that are about to tear ACL? Back in my day, you know.
That's the thing. The airport doesn't want the liability of like what happens if like the court splits up or you snap your ankle.
Do a full court pass and dome a grin.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's it. But yeah, I saw it. I was like, great, like. But also, like, that takes up a shitload of space in your airport.
Huge.
like, imagine, like, hey, guys, sorry, I'm just going to walk through the court, you know? Like, that's just...
You like, go around it.
Yeah. It's good marketing, though. I think that'll be cool, because, like, Indiana's, like...
They could have done so much more with that, though.
Yeah.
Like, allowing the fans so much publicity.
Sign a waiver or something.
Yeah, sign a waiver, like, or, like, they do, like, a contest. Like, you, like, make a free throw, and you get to draw your name in for 2 tickets to go to it. Like,
that's cool.
Like, something like that would have been kind of crazy, right? Because the thing is, you'd have millions of fans, so, like, whatever, like, never know. One family that's doing a once-in-a-lifetime trip because they can't afford something, so cool. Then they lock in, and it turns out he's a crazy Halliburton fan. You're like, oh my god, like I get to go see my boy.
I'd probably fly there to shoot that free throw.
Yeah, like no, that's what I'm saying, and that's good for the economy too, right? Yeah. Like if people were to fly just for that trip, like they could. You're right, Owen. They could have done a little bit more with that.
Yeah,
but I think it's kind of cool because we haven't seen that done. Like
it just seems like half-assed. Like you already have the court there. You've already been like posting on Instagram.
Yeah, you got to engage people.
Yeah, like why not get the fans? That's kind of like the whole point.
But that'll be good. And All-Star's looking kind of whack right now. Yeah. I haven't paid attention to voting since like 2 weeks ago.
LeBron, King James, always at the top.
Honestly,
of course, man. He's got all the bots going for him, man.
Him and Luka. AR was on the list, which I thought was crazy.
I hate that.
Klay Thompson too. Klay Thompson was in the first.
Golden State always have.
Yeah, the first year they got Andrew Wiggins. He was a starter. He was a starter.
That's crazy. Used to get like more votes.
Zaza? That's crazy.
Seriously?
He used to get like
Zaza's
top
crazy.
5 in like bigs. Because anybody who plays for the Warriors, they got what?
Their fan base is crazy.
What, 36 million people or something in California?
Yeah, well, now they're in San Fran, right? Which like from going from Oakland or whatever to they're like in San Fran, like it's
their fans are so loyal to. Well, which you're
getting
all those champions.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to see Klay Thompson there. Like,
no.
Like
hell no.
He does not deserve it.
Hell no.
No,
he won't make it for
but
sure.
Well, we'll see how the voting pans out. We haven't paid attention, but maybe we'll throw that on social media. Unless you guys got any like other last crazy takes?
I'm just saying Toronto might be one of the best teams I've ever seen. They're beating Miami right now with 3 minutes left in the second by 30.
All right,
30. Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
What is it today?
70 to 35.
Yeah, I was gonna bet Miami. I was gonna bet Miami too.
I was gonna put money on that. But
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't.
I'm out. Right. I'm out. Well, anyways, we got nothing left. So thank you guys for tuning in. Just quick shout out to our boy Gary. Thank you for coming on. And he was also on for football too. So if you guys are big football fans, take a look at First Down Focus. Gary runs his own. He does speedboat type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Sell boats. If you need one, let me know.
If you want boats, and he does crazy events too. We'll throw in his YouTube channel of where he posts some of his crazy shit that he does. I don't know a lot about what he does, but he does some cool stuff. Trust me. If you guys are big into boats, I guess cars, you love that stuff. I'll put the description link in the description. Sorry. But shout out Gary. Thank you again for coming out. It was a pleasure, dog. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in for a second episode. See you guys next week, boys.